888-957-9570.
So there's some deferred money for the LA Dodgers again. $62 million of the $180 so for Blake Snell is going to be deferred. I've been talking about this all year. I think it's one of the biggest conversations. It's not just for Major League Baseball, though it hits Major League Baseball harder because it's also about the NBA. There are about 16 teams in both sports who have what we call regional sports network. And that, like for us, we have the NBC, right? That's a regional sports network. They call it an RSN, right? We have NBC Bay Area Sports, or whatever it's called. What is it?
We got NBC Sports Bay Area.
NBC Sports Bay Area.
And NBC Sports California.
Right. Well, around the country, there's this thing called Bally's, all right? Or Diamond Sports, which is what its company name is. And it went bankrupt. And so imagine 16 teams in both sports, baseball and the NBA, that were relying on revenue from that television TV deal. And they were building that in to how they would structure their salaries, right? In the NFL, everything is national. The only thing that you get local are the preseason games. So everybody takes the full pie of money and they divide it amongst every team. The Jaguars, on the TV money, get the same amount of money as the Niners. The Cowboys are giving the same amount of money as the Raiders, as the Tennessee Titans, etc. Well, in baseball, there's a regional sports network, and they divide some pie up on national money, but their amount of national money is nowhere near what the NBA's is and nowhere near what the NFL's is. So they rely on these regional sports networks. About 10 years ago, the Dodgers created their own channel, okay? It's called Spectrum Sportsnet LA, and it netted them over a 25-year period $8 billion. $8 billion.
So the Dodgers created that one? I know the Lakers
Yes.
play on there too. So
Yes.
like they encompass all the LA squads. Okay.
And they signed a deal with Time Warner, all right? And so...
so they took the, not to cut you off, the Yankees path because they have the Yes Network obviously too.
And the Mets have Nesson, and Boston Red Sox have... what is it called? Not Fenway.
Masson, right?
Masson, yes.
Yeah.
So there's a handful of teams that don't want to split that money up. They don't want to go national. They want to stay right where they are because they have a tremendous amount of money. And everyone's like, well, and I agree with this, like, it's a little unfair that the Dodgers and the Yankees and the big brands have their TV things so locked in stone and so, like, they know exactly how much money they're getting from TV for the next 15 years, right? The Oakland A's, part of why the Oakland A's are in Sacramento is because they could still do a deal with NBC California, and they could still get some of that TV money. If they were to go to Vegas, they would have to rework the entire deal, and it wouldn't be anywhere near it. Because, again, these regional sports networks are antiquated. So everybody's screaming about the deferred money. I don't think the problem is the deferred money. In the NFL, they defer money all the time. Think about the Brandon Ayuk contract. He's getting certain guarantees spread out over many years. Now, for most of these guys, it's the life of the contract. But in many cases, you'll see a guy still get paid and he's not on the roster anymore, right? You see this all the time. Russell Wilson's still getting paid by the Denver Broncos. He's not on the roster, okay? He plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the deferred money, I know everyone's losing their mind. It's not that big of a deal to me. What is a big deal to me is that it's just not equitable. And what ends up happening is you have the haves and the have-nots. So, for example, Juan Soto, there's really only about 7 or 8 teams that can even begin to entertain a contract when it comes to Juan Soto.
And I think that's been cut down to like 5 teams because they had the initial meeting, right? And now he's even cutting down more teams after that. So.
Right? In the NFL, like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers gets to choose where he wants to go, but conceivably, all 32 teams could afford Aaron Rodgers, right? You don't have that in baseball. So we are broken. And what's going to end up happening, and it's going to take some time. It's going to probably take about 4 or 5 years. You're going to see they're going to break up and splinter all these regional sports networks, and they're going to have to package this thing national. And it's the only way that the Tampas and the A's and the Twins and all these smaller market teams are going to be able to compete financially. And they need to have a salary cap floor. You need to have a floor so that everyone can compete, and you need to have some sort of a ceiling. Like, they have to figure it out. I don't know what that number is, but they have to figure it out because right now there's no middle class in Major League Baseball, and you have a team like the Oakland A's, and they're saying our payroll is going to go above 100. I'll believe it when I see it.
Respectfully, Joe Shasky, they're the Athletics now. The Oakland wants.
I'm sorry. What did I?
You just said Oakland Athletics. They're not.
My bad.
It's just
I
the
apologize.
Athletics.
I don't mean to trigger you. No.
No.
That's really.
You're
I'm
not
sorry.
triggering me. I was actually just saying that.
No, I know, but I feel that,
tongue in cheek.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
It's like Justin Timberlake in what was it? The Social Network. Where he's like, drop the in the Facebook.
I thought it would be like T.O. It's tongue in cheek.
Yeah,